I'm Stephen Miller. Some of you may or may not know who I am.
Stephen Miller is a white supremacist with power over our immigration system. He is responsible for separating nearly 3,000 children from their families in the last year with no plans to reunite them. He is responsible for separating thousands of families during the Muslim travel ban. He attempted to destroy DACA. He is responsible for the 23 immigrants who have died while in custody in the last 2 years. And he is responsible for the 4 Guatemalan kids who have died within the last 6 months. And despite all of this, Stephen is still pushing Trump to take an even harsher stance on immigration. He reportedly said, "I would be happy if not a single refugee foot ever touched America's soil." This dude does not like asylum seekers, but we'll get to that in a second. Stephen is a white supremacist. So how did this dude make it into the White House? If we look into his high school days, we can see the makings of a terrible human being. He allegedly broke off a childhood friendship because his friend was Latino. He denied the existence of racism. He repeatedly made fun of Latino and Asian kids who had trouble speaking English. He jumped into the last stretch of a women's track race in order to prove men's athletic superiority over women. And to top it off, he ran for class president, rallying against janitors by saying things like this.
Am I the only one who is sick and tired of being told to pick up my trash when we have plenty of janitors who are paid to do it for us?
After college, he was hired by then-Senator Jeff Sessions, the man who was too racist to be a federal judge in Alabama. And it was through Sessions that he became politically connected with Donald Trump, who made him into a speechwriter during his presidential campaign. After the election, Trump made Stephen into a senior policy advisor. And that is how Stephen went from annoying high school troll to being in charge of our country's immigration system.
And I'm prepared to go on any show, anywhere, anytime, and repeat it and say the President of the United States is correct 100%.
So get this, even his uncle, his own family, called him out for being a hypocrite because Stephen is a descendant of asylum seekers who escaped anti-Jewish persecution in Eastern Europe. That's right, Stephen Miller is a descendant of asylum seekers. All right, yo, real talk, we didn't elect Stephen into office. He gets away with being the architect of our community's pain and suffering without anyone holding him accountable. So what can we do? Let's bring Stephen Miller out of obscurity. Share this video with everybody you know, and let's make Stephen Miller a household name that's synonymous with white supremacy. Because Stephen, if you're gonna rip our families apart, you don't get to hide while doing it. We're gonna stand up for our immigrant families who come here for a better way of life. We're gonna stand up for the countless families that Stephen has separated, and we're gonna stand up for the immigrants who continue making this country great each and every day. Porque aquí estamos y aquí nos vamos a quedar.